Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Something Super Spiritual with another one of our return co-hosts, one of our fan favorites, Courtney Dawson.
Hello, everybody. Good to see you.
Hi, sweetheart. Thank you so much for being here again with us.
Thank you for having me. We get so on the ball when we're talking. We forgot to do readings last time, so we are going to make sure that we are bringing through those messages because I really feel like it's needed at this time. Particularly, just I don't know, energetically, things need to come through for people.
Totally. There's a lot of reminders that so many of us are needing.
Mhm.
And quite often it's like when we get a reading and the best readings are those readings where it's like everything that's told to us we're like, well, duh, and it's like, well, I knew that, well, I knew that, well, I knew that. It's because it's like all of that internal and as we were talking about this before we even got started, we were talking about what's kind of been coming up in readings, and I found it's so interesting how you had been doing your own research that's had been leading to what you've kind of understanding too. Let's talk about that.
Yeah, so I'm doing some market research, just really wanting to target in who is my ideal client, who's my audience, and how do I create products and services and offerings in my messaging to meet the people, right? This is the business end of the work that I do. And so I post a question in my IG stories and on my Facebook and whatever, all my platforms, and just said, hey, I've got these 5 questions or 4 questions. I'm looking for 5 people that could answer them. And in exchange, I'll offer a 30-minute Voxer mentorship. Well, people were just snagging them up like this. And I had more than 5 people, lots of people. And there was common themes, Jeffrey, that was coming up. And I was actually I was surprised at first because, what we see on social media just really isn't an authentic and real narrative of what people's lived experiences are. I mean, everything is curated, it's edited. I mean, I'll be honest, when I do my videos, I grab my phone, I do my video, there's editing, and my eyelashes stick out. I use the app filter for eyelashes. So that's not even real. You know what I mean? My messages, but there's all of this editing, and we don't realize that there's no such thing as perfectionism. And so in this research that I was doing, I was a little taken aback, but then I had to sit and pause and kind of let that marinate. There's a lot of people in the spiritual community that are awakening, but yet they are held by fear. And under that fear umbrella are limiting beliefs, fear of judgment of what others will say, family, loved one, coworkers. There is the fear of, can I actually even do this? Can I even be a medium? Which my answer is absolutely. And then there is the lack of confidence in themselves and in their abilities. And so I know as a mediumship teacher, when I'm teaching classes, and I teach people all over the world, which is great because of technology, there's a common theme that people will say, well, I trust the spirit world. Well, I don't trust myself. And I think that's really sad because people, it's like they almost think it's cool. Well, I trust the spirit world, but hold on, you're a spirit too. And if you don't trust yourself and have confidence in yourself in your day to day life, that is absolutely going to be mirrored in your mediumship development and unfoldment. And it will affect the quality of your mediumship because it creates a filter. It creates kind of like a block. I don't like the word block, but it creates a wall that where there's interference, and it limits how much the spirit world can actually come through, impress upon you, and give you all of this evidence. And so it's given me a lot of food for thought and really going to help me shift my messaging because there's a need right now, not just about how do I connect with spirit, but how can I share my message, my lived experiences, my teachings that will inspire, empower, and help heal some of those beliefs in people. Of course, people are responsible for the healing, but at least ignite that healing or plant a seed so that way we can start breaking away from some of those layers and those stories that just aren't serving. And so that's kind of what's been coming up.
You're right. You're absolutely right. I just did a live a few hours ago with Debbie and Kevin.
Mm.
And we recognized a theme, within that hour as well, about about recognizing that we're worthy and we're enough.
Yeah.
And that so many of us are experiencing this shift and the newness, or the seemingly newness of it. We're just remembering who we are, really.
Yeah.
But for you to do this like tactical research and receive these answers back from these people, to find that common theme running through everybody, is not surprising. It's just not surprising. In fact, one of the things that I said earlier was that I think it seems to me that most of us might be too big of a word, but I mean, most of us are dealing with self-worth, self-love, self-acceptance. Am I enough? Am I lovable? Dealing with those childhood wounds and traumas of abandonment and betrayal and abuse and, blah, 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 from culture, from religion, from whatever, there's just so much out there. And it stems from that self-doubt, and that the questioning is, I think so many people, when they are starting to wake up and recognize the divinity and the spark of spirit within themselves, look to people such as us who have these platforms, and we're talking about it all day, every day, and think that we're different than them.
Yeah.
But we're not. I mean, we're sort of, all of this that we're talking about, I still deal with every single day.
Yeah.
Every day. It's self-doubt, self-worth, self-love, self-acceptance, radical compassion for myself, for others. It's a constant. And that confidence that you were talking about literally just comes from continuing to practice and develop and practice and develop and open your mouth and find your voice and find your voice, and the only way to find your voice is to open your mouth. And that's the scariest thing to do.
Absolutely. And you really hit the nail on the head with that. The confidence comes through practice. And I don't like the term trial and error. I mean, yeah, we can do things that don't work out favorably for us, but yet I truly, truly believe, I'm of the belief that our lived experiences, whether they have a positive outcome or not, really do shape us. And there's always a gem that can be taken away from that. I don't think there's anything ever wasted.
Yeah.
Even in the really crappy stuff that happens, I do believe there is something that can come away if we're open to seeing that,
Well, it's true. And when we are asking, sometimes we're screaming for divine guidance and divine help and divine inspiration, and we're screaming for it, and we're desperate and we're lost and we're scared. I told the story in the last live stream where in 2008 I lost everything.
Yeah.
Everything. Through the financial crash, lost my house, lost my car, lost my 11-year relationship. I mean, the universe pulled out those ethereal rugs in every direction of that which was no longer serving me. And sometimes divine guidance comes in that form of complete tower card in the tarot. And it really, it sucks. Let's be honest. It totally sucks when it happens.
Yeah.
And it's so scary.
Yeah.
But when the dust settles and we get to the other side, we're able to look back, as hindsight's being 2020, as it is, oh, thank God I went through all of that. I am so grateful I went through all of that, because that was the start of who I am today.
Yeah.
Oh,
absolutely.
Yeah. It's a big lesson in detachment, from the things, from the stuff.
Yeah. It's not easy. Let's face it. It's not easy. And there's some times where it just sucks. It's painful. It just sucks. But if we can realize or shift our perception just a smidge and just go, wow, you know what? Maybe I made a poor choice. Maybe something terrible happened to me. Maybe somebody else was the cause of my pain. But if we can shift it and realize that there is a guiding force that is supporting us through every step of the way, that we don't miss the turn that we're meant to get off. Sometimes we take the scenic route, like yours truly. Um,
Ah,
we always get where we need to be. And so having trust and faith that this power of love, this infinite power that we can't always see, but really is an integral part of who we are, is woven into our cells, our wavelengths, our particles, our DNA, that universal life force. We will always end up where we need to be. And
totally.
I truly believe that. I
Mhm.
really do.
I do too. I absolutely do not believe that we can, for one moment, miss our path. We're always on our
Mhm.
path, however it might look. And
Yeah.
and I know there are times when we might question, oh, I missed something somewhere, or I should, we woulda, coulda, shoulda ourselves so easily.
Yeah.
And no, we're always where we're supposed to be.
Amen.
There's something in it somewhere, a lesson somewhere here or there. You know, it's cliche, but there's a reason. And a lot of times those reasons end up showing themselves with light at the end when you're like, oh, I get it now.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Mhm.
Absolutely. And it's just sometimes we're so caught in the heaviness and the density of the situation that we find ourselves in that it's difficult to see the light at the end of the tunnel. But, all of those cliches, many of them indicate, well, the answers are found within. And if we can just pause, I know it sounds simple, but yet it really can be that simple. Pause, turn the noise off, and just go within your heart. And like for me, I've been having a couple of weeks that were a little bit challenging, some personal stuff going on. And had me in a funk. So what did I do? I got in my jammies. This is what I do. And I hop in my bed and I start journaling. And I get a lot of insights. And man, I had a great sleep. And I wake up, I'm like, okay, I can start again.
Yes.
It's all about perception. And, Dr. Wayne Dyer, who's in spirit, beautiful quote, and I'll say it 1,000 times. He said, when you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. And
Oh,
that's been my truth. It's been my lived experience. And, if you get anything from our time together today, everybody who's watching, on Jeffrey's live stream, and I did get it streaming to my YouTube, uh, just remember that quote. Remember that quote, because it is something that has really helped me. And if it can help me, it can help anybody, you know?
it's beautiful
Mhm.
because it's true, you know.
Yeah.
Um, say it again.
When you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change.
Perfect.
Mhm.
Jess says, hi, Jess. She says, I used to feel lost, but then realized, how can I feel lost if I don't know where I'm going? Just right where I'm meant to be at this moment.
You know what? No problem. If you have no idea where you're meant to be, I truly believe that where you are right now is exactly where you need to be, because there is something within you that needs to be discovered. And often that discovery doesn't take place until we pause and move into the stillness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
That
awesome.
what's that other quote, not all those who wander are lost.
Yeah,
Sometimes you're exactly where you need to be, y'all. you know?
totally.
Yeah.
Um, let's say hi to everybody here. Keith, I see you in
Yeah.
here. Thank you for your moderating. Vicky, hi, Vicky. Oh, Kevin's here. Hi, Kevin.
Hi,
Lola,
Kevin. Hello,
Subi,
Anne.
Sabine, Anne. Hi, Anne.
There's Lola. Hi, Lola.
Yeah, it's very timely. I just read, I think we're going into another Mercury retrograde, aren't we? I think that's happening on the
Oh, God.
1st.
Spirits got me so busy. I really don't have time to keep up with astrology. But you know when I know something's going on? When shit gets wonky. And then I go look. I'm like, oh, God. Okay.
Yeah. So, with Mercury going retrograde, that means we just pause. Like you just said, you just pause
Mhm.
and you just look at everything and say, okay, we're rethinking, we're reworking, we're re um laxing.
Yeah, absolutely. I told my husband, I said, I think we need to move up our Maui trip. We go a couple times a year. I'm like, I don't know if I can wait till November. I feel like we need to go now. But he's like, hold your horses, girl. So what is that? It's pause, get quiet, do some inner work.
Yeah, because when Mercury goes into retrograde, it's a time to pause and take a look at everything and re-examine and reframe and
Yeah,
yeah, all of the rewords, which every time I talk about this, I forget the rewords. It's retrograde, starts with RE, and it's symbolic of reframing and looking at everything and pausing. But of
very
course, I'm
cool.
I'm I'm drawing a big blank right now.
Mercury
Oh,
retrograde, August 4th to August 27th. Hi, yi,
oh,
yi.
yeah,
No
yeah,
wonder we're feeling it. No wonder we're feeling it.
yeah. I love Mercury. Interestingly, I love Mercury retrogrades. I discovered that my readings in Mercury retrograde are a little bit different. And when I spoke with our local resident astrologer, Dina DeCastro, who's been on quite a few
Mm,
times, she explained to me that, because Mercury rules communication, when it goes in retrograde, the communication, which normally goes wonky here,
yep.
right? Um, changes in the spiritual sense, and I can feel it. And I've noticed. Pay attention this next 3 weeks when you're
I
doing
will.
readings.
I will.
Yeah.
Well, I think we're going to do some here soon too. So let's see how that goes.
Yeah, yeah. Put your questions up there in capital letters, so it's easy for us to find them.
So I've
And
never done readings on your show, Jeffrey. How do we do them? How do you go about doing the readings on your show?
well, they're spirit led, so people will ask
Yes.
the questions in the chat,
Okay.
and we just whatever we're drawn to.
Hmm.
A lot of people want to ask what their guides have to say, what spirit has to
Okay.
say, what loved ones
Sure.
have to say. They have questions
Perfect.
about if their careers moving, whatever.
Yeah.
I have a ton of cards. I love to play with cards when we're on, but
Okay.
I don't always. So
Sounds good.
you know how
Okay.
you roll.
Okay. Sounds good. Well, I can definitely feel the spirit energy starting to build here. So I know that a spirit is ready to work here. Um, Jeff,
Um,
oh, here we go. I feel like I'm going evidentially here for a
you
sec, but I'm
if
gonna,
you do.
is that okay?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Oh, yeah,
Okay.
100%.
Okay.
You can yeah, on the right. I think I made you an admin. You should be able to click on a question.
Okay. All right. What do my angels want to tell me? Oh, that went really quick. Okay, hold
Tracy,
on. What do my angels? Okay.
can you click on Tracy's? There
Yes.
you go.
Oh,
Oh, that's
Kevin.
what happens when it moves so fast.
Oh my goodness. Hold on.
There you go.
Okay, what do my angels want to tell me? Tracy, as I become very conscious of your spirit team, not just your angels, but your spirit team coming in, they're talking about it's actually a really exciting time for you in your life right now. And there's an incredible amount of energy that is moving not just through you, but in your external environment. And I'm also very much aware Archangel Gabriel is stepping forward and saying that there definitely is a need for emotional release, that you have a tendency to give more to others than what you do yourself, and that really you're being encouraged to take some time and just have a little pause, have like a little self-care moment, whether it's 10 minutes, an hour a day, and allow yourself to really move into the cave of your heart and allow those feelings to be witnessed, and then to give, can I say, it's almost like giving voice to your emotions, because spirit is saying there is another layer of healing that needs to be released. And this is really good for you because you have such a huge capacity to hold space for others, but there's definitely a need for you to be able to do that more for yourself. And I'm also very conscious here. Sorry, you got lots of people with you. I'm very conscious here that there's a father that is stepping forward in spirit, and I know that as he's coming in, he does stand beside your angels, and I know that he wants to reference the month of June as a time of remembrance. And I actually feel like I'm hearing 23. So I'm not sure if this is June 2023 or the 23rd of June. Tracy, can you understand? Absolutely. Okay. Can you understand that evidence though? That's your father? Okay, perfect. All right. And also, I know that as he's coming in, he says, take care of yourself. Take care of yourself. Your physical health needs it. See, him and your angels are all in cahoots, honey. They all got your back. And it's about rest, recalibrate, regroup, and then move forward.
That's it.
That's okay. You don't understand the date of June 23rd. Can I leave that with you to consider? Because I know that there's a time of remembrance. That could be like a birthday, anniversary, time, or passing. If it's not exactly June 23rd, honey, I know that it'll be either a couple days just before or just after. That's one thing I know. I do know for sure. Okay. So your health isn't great. Okay. And this is what dad is actually talking about here. And I know that as he's coming in, he's just saying, like, you really do need to rest and put your feet up. And so it's interesting that you're having these physical issues. You understand June 22nd. Perfect. Okay. So, no problem. If I'm off by a day, I can take that. That's no problem. But Tracy, there's a reason why you're having the physical ailments. And your angels are saying here there's a time for rest to go in and heal. There's no coincidences in this whatsoever. And I would just share with you that there's a really great book from Louise Hay called You Can Heal Your Life, but then she's got a book, How You Can Heal Your Body. Now, as somebody who's dealt with health issues, I swear by her book. She's got affirmations and they've helped me tremendously. So know that your angels are there, but they're really urging you to really go a deep dive into, they're saying another layer of another layer of like deep level healing. And then also your dad is supporting you. And this is why he steps forward. So take their love and thank you for allowing me to work with you, sweetheart.
Yeah, definitely, Tracy. I also feel I second everything that Courtney said to you. And I also want to add in there that it feels to me like that you have a tendency to listen to other people before yourself. It's like you hold, like, I think Courtney, you said it, you hold space for so many people, but it's time to turn that back on yourself. It's time to listen to your inner voice instead of other people's opinions. And a lot of that is also being directed at your own intuition with regard to your health. When we get those little messages like we feel like, oh, I probably should get out and walk today, or I probably should eat a salad today, or it's like those little things that kind of like ping us. Those are our guides, our guardians. Those are our high self, pinging us and saying, hey, move your body, health, let's work on that. And there's also a feeling where I really want to, and I feel like it's more of a reminder for you, but like conscious detox. And what I mean by that, more than just like nutritional detox. I mean, and stay away from sugar, stay away from pizza, stay away from processed food. More than that, like an emotional, energetic detox. Like put yourself in a salt bath with aromatics, aromatherapy. Hold on to a crystal and feel the intention of that crystal as it's clearing your vibe. You know what I'm saying? Ask your guides, your guardians to clear you. Archangel Raphael is the healer of the archangels. So invite him in to assist you with clearing any toxic patterns that you might feel, that you've struggled with throughout your history. But I just feel like there's a reminder for you to pay attention to those messages that you're receiving as well. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because I know you're sensitive. I know you're very empathic, and you do sense spirit, and you do feel you get those pings. So I just wanted to remind you that that's all very real. You're getting it.
Awesome.
Thank you, Tracy.
Good.
Let's go with the first person. Here we go. Oh, oops. Oh, Keith. Hi, Keith.
Hi, Keith.
You know what, Keith? I'm not going to pull a card for you right now. I'm just going to talk. But there's a lot of healing that you're going through right now. A big sense of conscious healing. There's like when I see rainbow through your auric field, rainbow represents Reiki to me. I don't know why, but I sense Reiki, and there's a feeling of the healing energy being. You're consciously working on your own healing through the history that you have, your patterns, your childhood wounds, your traumas. It feels to me like there is some radical compassion happening, radical forgiveness in your past, and I want to honor that. That's hard work. That's big work. To be doing it consciously, and it's not an overnight thing. It's not like we just can make the decision, I forgive this person or whatever it might be, and I'm free. And then 10 minutes later, we get triggered and we're like, oh, I guess I'm not free. So it's a process. And I just wanted to let you know that it's okay. It takes some time. Keep going, keep going, keep going. And just know that radical compassion and that radical forgiveness, I want to remind you to aim it in the mirror too, in the mirror. Yeah.
That's beautiful.
Thank you.
Hang tight here. You know what? As I become very conscious of your energy, so I'm working psychically a little bit here. I do feel, though, with you, Keith, you actually underestimate the power of your spiritual abilities. And there's a feeling here that there's definitely this power that is building within you that is wanting to have a voice to it. It's really your soul wanting to speak and be vocalized. And I don't know you, I've never met you, but what I will say is that I'm very conscious of the spirit world with you. And I do know that what Jeffrey was talking about with the Reiki energy, there's definitely a lot of healing energy with you. Now, there's different ways that we can use our spiritual gifts, and those can manifest through many different ways, not just mediumship. But you definitely have those healing qualities there with you. And I also know that there's definitely a healing guide that's there with you. And it's almost a feeling, you've been feeling the power too. Okay. But there's almost a feeling of like, you still sometimes kind of hang out in the spiritual closet a little bit, Keith. Does that make sense? Because spirit is like this healing guide is very much both hands on the back and really pushing you forward and saying, stop playing small, you need to step out. Yes, okay, well, there you go. Okay. And people go, why do I get the same message? I know that you've been told this more than once, because Spirit's saying, Courtney, this isn't the first time he's heard this. And why we get the message multiple times is when we haven't got it the first time. We haven't taken action on it. You know what I mean? But yet there's beautiful, beautiful energy within you, Keith, because you're so heart-centered. You really are. You just ooze love, and that's the heart of a healer. So definitely, like, this is level up, babe. It's time to do something with it. The world needs you and needs your gifts. And when we have these gifts, you know, I say this and I don't mean to put pressure on people, but I do believe when we have these abilities that there's a responsibility that comes with them. They're not just for us, right? And so we come here into this physical world to make an impact with our gifts in however they manifest. Like Jeffrey and I both know Reiki. We're both mediums. I mean, we have different modalities as well, right? Whatever that thing is for whoever is listening, you know, outside of Keith receiving a message, that is needed in the world. Go do something with it. Let the world know who you are. Let them see you.
100%.
So Thank you
Yeah.
for allowing me to work with you, Keith.
Yeah.
Beautiful, beautiful energy. Oh my God.
Oh, completely, completely. And the right as you started to talk, Courtney, Keith, I pulled this card, the channeler. So this is what Courtney was talking about. You know, you have the juice. You are connected. You have the ability to express yourself and communicate in a way that is very healing for other people. You're a channeler of energy, healing energy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, 100%. So just let this be that additional validation for you.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm excited for you. I get so excited when I see people step into their gifts.
Oh yeah.
I think that's why I just love teaching mediumship. I mean, over the years, I have also taught spiritual healing in the spiritualist churches. I love that too. God, I miss doing hands-on healing. I love it. I love doing it, but I really just get so much, I don't know, I just feel fulfilled. I feel like my cup is full when I
It's
see other
true.
people doing that.
Yeah, I mean, it's true to watch people come into that, into their own,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
and to just to see those ahas and that oh yeah, it's so awesome. It's so awesome.
Yeah, it's the best. Love it. So good.
Um, okay, I saw
There's something here from Lisa Keller.
Lisa Keller. Okay, if you're there, click on it.
Okay.
Oh, there. Thank you.
All right. So, Lisa, hello, my love.
Hi, Lisa.
Excited to connect with you. So, you want to know, please, what do my spirit guides and team want to say? Also, can you ask Archangel Raphael to come and totally heal whatever needs healing in my body? Thank you. So, I'm going to speak to the second part first before I go to what the spirit guides need to say. You absolutely do not need an intermediary to ask for healing, honey. You can go direct to the man, okay? Or the female or whoever. You absolutely can because you are spirit, you are love, and so are they. So you can actually ask immediately. So there's no need for Jeffrey or I to ask because you can do that. And it's actually more powerful when you reclaim your power, your body, and your life. You do that,
Yeah, and you
right?
just did. By you typing that out the way you did, you just did right there.
Absolutely. So it's really an invocation of saying, I need this healing and I'm open to receiving it with ease and grace and for the highest good. And so it is. And so it is. I know that as the spirit, your spirit team is coming close, I'm very conscious of them. There's a team of 3 that work with you very, very closely. And I know that and of course, this is a public setting, so I always am very mindful about what I share. But I will say that I'm very conscious that there are some personal matters that are absolutely interfering and affecting you on a physical level, sweetheart. And there is a feeling of needing to let go of pain and even some very difficult traumatic experiences from your past. They're lingering. And as I tune into that, your guides are showing me etheric cords or like psychic cords that need healing. And how you heal that is by saying, I no longer, yes, this hurt me, but I no longer allow that situation to have an effect on me today. And that's it. And you let it go. And then you just reclaim your power, call back your power, healed, whole, and clear. And that's it. That's all you have to do. But there's also a feeling, Lisa, of you spending far too much time by yourself. That's what they're saying. You spend a lot of time by yourself, and then the mind starts to percolate with different thoughts and scenarios and things that have happened and may happen. And your team is very much saying the only thing, honey, that you need to be focused on is this present moment. It's the only point of power that you have. You have no power over yesterday. You have no power over tomorrow, only right now. And it's about really encouraging you to, can I say, use some of your spiritual muscle because you're far stronger than what you actually give yourself credit for. And I do feel even like acknowledge about yourself. But there's definitely this feeling of definitely presence, mindfulness, but also getting out. You spend way too much time in your house. We need you to socialize and be around, kind of say, like more higher vibrational people, people that are really living their life aligned with the essence of love. And that's going to be difficult because there's some people in your life right now, sweetheart, that at times they're very pessimistic, and it doesn't take too long for it to kind of drag you down. Does that make sense to you, honey?
Yeah, I feel this when you were when you were saying, about spending too much time in your house, there's this
Mhm.
feeling like I was feeling like I was spending too much time in my mind. You know what I mean?
Mhm. Mhm.
Overthinking, and
Yeah.
like processing, thinking to the point where I just feel like I'm confused. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? When we can do that, we can overthink, and then we get to a place where like not even sure what's real anymore, you know?
Mhm.
Um, I want to I want to remind you, Lisa, that you you're you're worthy. You are enough. You always have been, and you always will be. And there is this feeling like I want to also like prop you up. Like I feel like that there
Mhm.
hasn't been enough of validation. You know what I mean, for you and who you are and your heart.
Mhm.
And I can feel you're just lighting up from the inside, but I feel this like this light wanting to shine, but I feel like it's like I have a cloak on. You know what I mean? Like I just feel like I'm like hiding, riding under the radar, like keeping myself quiet,
Mhm.
underneath the radar, hiding, you know. Um, Lisa, if this is resonating with you, would you please let us know? Maybe she's not here. But anyway, I feel this sense of big shift happening with you, and your guides, your guardians are like pinging you. And them pinging you is coming through in these messages from Courtney and myself right now.
Mhm.
And I feel like that there's a few people other that are being pinged by these messages too. But I really want to remind you that you're doing a great job. You're
Yeah.
really doing a great job. Healing takes time.
Yes.
And again, I want to remind you, you don't have to ask anybody for any angel help or anybody. You go straight to the source because you are very much connected as any of us. Remember, we're working with spirit because we are spirit. We can't help but not be. and
Mhm.
and we are equals with spirit.
Yeah.
We're a team together, and you got to remember that
Yeah.
we are working together as a team. And right now we're the ones in this physical human life floundering around like a pinball in a big pinball machine,
Yeah. Yeah.
and they're standing above us, watching
Yeah.
and guiding
Yeah.
and whispering in our ears. So yeah, doing a great job.
Beautiful. Absolutely. Absolutely. Just sending lots of love to you. I feel like she's gone,
I feel like she's gone too.
but she can watch the replay, and I think that'll resonate. And what's beautiful about when we're working with the spirit is that the messages will come through for a person, but yet spirit being intelligent has a way of sharing the messages in a way that really touch the hearts of multiple people. So
Totally.
I love that. I
I
love
love that
that.
too. There
The
was
best.
one back here. I'm going to go back a little bit.
Mm.
I want to, Margaret. Hi, Margaret. Hey, Margaret, will you let us know if you're still here, please? Oh, what does she say? I had a mini reading with Jeffrey and May, with Jeffrey and Debbie. Oh, Debbie. And you were right about a job just one door down coming for me. It's a very good for me, but it's temporary and almost over. Would love guidance to help me get on my path. Thank you,
Okay.
Margaret. Yep, Margaret's still here.
Okay, perfect. And Lisa is there. She gave us a message, so we'll get back to her. Okay. So I'm just trying to, is it very good for me to, but it is very good for me, but it's temporary and also would love guidance to help on this path. Okay. Who did you want to go first, Jeffrey, on that?
I can go. I'm getting ready to speak.
Okay. I know you're multitasking. That's why I just wanted to double check.
Margaret, here's the thing. I know that this job feels like it's close to being over. But here's the thing. I feel like through this job, something else is around the corner, meaning it's like a collaborative by somebody in this job who knows your heart, knows your soul, knows what you're capable of, and also knows of another position, like, somewhere else. But I really want to remind you to stay positive, stay out of fear and doubt. Although I know how easy that is. I know how very easy that is. When you go there, just say thank you. I'm good. I'm covered. I got my angels. my employment angels. But yes, I feel like that there is something that's already in your field that is about to make itself known to you through somebody in your work.
Absolutely. I don't actually have anything to add because I was getting the same thing. I would absolutely not stress about this. The opportunity, like Jeffrey said, is already in orbit. So that means the energy is already in play. It's just waiting to manifest into physical form, honey, so that you become aware of it. This is going to be so much better than what you were doing. Promise you.
She says, it's my friend's husband's auto repair shop, just covering vacation. That's okay.
It's okay.
Yeah, that's totally fine. That's
no worries.
Totally, I feel like that there's still something swirling around in your auric field where it's just hasn't been made itself present to you. Like the person who is supposed to bring this to your awareness doesn't even know it's available yet themselves. It's like the probability is right there.
Hang tight. That's all I'm gonna say. Hang tight. It's not much longer, and it won't be at the auto repair shop, so it's all good.
Yeah.
No, it's all good. Okay.
Oh, Lisa Keller. Let's go back to Lisa Keller. Lisa says, yes, my doctor wants to put me on high blood pressure pills. I don't want to be them. He says I have high blood pressure. I get nervous when I'm at the doctor's office. Will my blood pressure get back to back to normal?
Well, it sounds like so I'm a medium. I'm not an MD. So please always take what a medium says and then, consult with a doctor first. Absolutely. But there's a feeling of that you do definitely have like a lot of stress that is contributing to the high blood pressure. Absolutely. And there's also a feeling of, I said, or in here you've said, you do get nervous when you're at the doctor's office, but I feel like you get nervous even outside of the doctor's office. I know some people don't like the dentist or the doctor, but you do have a tendency to feel a bit anxious. And I am very much aware that if you were to look at some of the sources of where, or like the roots of where that feeling of stress and anxiety and nervousness comes from, that would definitely improve the high blood pressure. We know that exercise and stress increases that. However, just for what I will say is listen to your doctor. They have your best interest at heart. Follow your gut. But even if you're on a pill, it doesn't necessarily mean you have to be on it forever either. So, and people are against pharma medicines, but I do believe, and this is what the spirit world has told me, is that in the world of spirit, there are doctors, there are people that are like specialists, and they inspire the scientists and the medical doctors here in the physical to help bring healing. Many of some of the world's greatest inventions have been inspired by the spirit world, but they just need a human conduit to bring that into the physical. So I would say always trust your instinct, but there is some underlying causes of these physical conditions that are not a physical issue, it's more emotional, that need to get looked at. But certainly, deeply consider your doctor's advice because they do have your well-being at heart, honey.
Michael Christopher says, I also have white coat syndrome. Monitor your BP at how and see what your normal range is. I'm a transplant recipient and have become quite educated on the BP thing. Yeah.
I don't even know what that is. Never heard of that.
Mm-mm.
Okay. And we got, who do you see up there?
Actually, Michael.
Okay. If there's time, what do you feel about the energy around my part-time job? What I would say to you is, as I'm tuning in psychically right now, and I always clarify when I'm working psychically or mediumistically. People go, why? Because there really is a difference. But when I'm tuning in psychically, I have to tell you though, Michael, I don't see you at this job long term, and I don't feel it's actually in your best interest with your health, because I do feel like there's an element of stress that isn't necessarily good for you. And I feel like it's an okay job, but it's certainly not something where it's like you're lit up. It's something that you can see yourself doing for the rest of your life. I actually see you very much moving out more into exploring your spiritual gifts and actually making something of it more, can I say, formally, like actually putting yourself out there. It's not a bad job, but is it the job for you to be at forever? Is that your end game? Definitely not. And it just feels like there's a lot of stress for what you get out of it, what you get. Meaning you do the job, you get a certain amount of pay, but what the impact is of it on your physical body, to, can I say, your return on investment, your return for you be spot on. Okay. Yeah, I just don't see you there, honey. Yeah, let that go.
Yeah. Michael, I'm going to leave that with you.
I love reading for people that I don't know. It's my favorite thing to do.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it.
Margaret asked, where's Margaret? Oh, answer this, Courtney.
Mm-hmm. Would it help if I tell my friend's husband what you said? I mean, would it interfere with the job coming in or help it come? I would actually just leave it for now. Leave it for now, because I do feel like you've got a little bit more time, like a few more, at least a few more weeks to a month. And I would not want you to be out of the job, because you do need that revenue stream. No, it's not going to interfere with the job coming in, but I do feel like it may actually interfere with your friendship. And that's something that's very important to you, and it should be. And it's not that you're being secretive, but sometimes when we don't say things, it allows things to manifest in our life in a natural way without any kind of outside interference. Because then you got other people's energies and words in play, and we don't want nobody messing that with you. Not that your friend would, but some words are powerful. They're containers for power.
Totally.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, dear. Okay, so here, we're going to talk to Anne. Anne, are you still here? Anne, let us know.
Anne.
So Anne, you know what? I really feel like that. I feel like you need to shift. There's this feeling of like it's almost like you're looking in the wrong direction, or you're looking in the wrong, like missing your. I want you to pivot. I want you to shift. I want you to go in a direction that you probably normally wouldn't have thought to. There's a feeling of, I can sense the change in your auric field. It's there, but I feel like you're missing it. Like you're looking past it. There's a feeling of it just not like you're just does that make sense? Courtney, what are you feeling? There's a sense of like, I just want to ask you, like, I want to take your head and I just want you to go boop, look in this direction.
Oh, absolutely, because
You know?
you're so out of alignment with where you need to be, honey. You
Yeah.
are a people person. You got so much bubbly, high vibe energy. You you're multi-passionate. You're multi-passionate, and you're somebody that just cannot be limited, babe, to one, can I say one job? For instance, I'm doing this and this is my list of duties and that's it. That is just not your cup of tea at all. You're somebody that needs the that's me, she says. I know, I can tell. I can tell. You're somebody that's multi-passionate, and I would love to see you in somewhere where you are. This is going to sound kind of silly, but if you could mix like the spiritual arts in with like human resources, but like, and people are going to go, human resources. Okay, so my aunt was a human resource director, and they actually changed her cards, and on her card she was the director of fun. She used to like, she did human resource stuff, but she would have like the parties, and there was engagement in the office and team building. It was amazing. Like, you could
That's
totally
awesome.
do that. You could totally do that. You're somebody that needs to have a creative outlet. You need to be able to have that creative expression. So planning, organizing, directing people is 100% your gig, with a little bit of stop it. I've been applying for HR and talent acquisitions. You can't make this stuff up, you guys. I swear to God, you can't, right? Totally, but somewhere where you get flexibility to really let your personality shine. Okay. Oh, I love that. I love
Yeah,
that too.
you have a way of getting people riled and together and
Mhm.
inspired and excited and and that fun, like you said, that director of fun.
Absolutely. And get back to the tarot cards. I keep hearing that. Get back to your tarot cards. That way you're out of your head. It's going to help you with more clarity on where you should be applying for jobs and what you need to steer away from. Yeah.
Yes, she says yes. I would love that.
Okay.
Amy, we're gonna go to Amy. I think Amy made this message a little while ago. So Amy has a little girl.
Granddaughter here.
Lily, sweet pea.
There's a lot of deep energy around surrounding Lily, and she's very, very sensitive, regardless of her physical conditions. She's highly emotional, highly empathic. She picks up on everybody's energy. And if the people around her could really calm down a bit, that would make life so much better for her, because she's actually a very joyful person. It's hard for her because I see two people in front of her, and I know that they're a level up. So I do feel like guardians, whether it's parents or people that are responsible for her care. There seems to be a lot of tension and arguing. And I mean, humans do that, right? Like, let's be honest. We have those moments. But she can I say she's exposed to more than what is beneficial. She's exposed to more than what is good for her. And if that could calm down, that would make her so much happier. Now, I do know that this little girl does communicate telepathically with multiple family members. And I know that she is able to, through like psychokinesis, move objects in the home. Amy, are you aware of objects being like misplaced or moved within the home, but there's not really like a logical explanation as to why? She's got tons of energy, this child, this little girl.
Yeah, I feel this sense of joy within her too.
Mhm.
Mhm. And very, very spiritually dialed in.
Oh, massive,
Mhm.
massive. And so why this is coming up is because people who are highly sensitive, empathic, psychic, mediumistic, if they have any kind of like emotional disturbance, you haven't noticed it yet, would you keep an eye out for it though, honey? Because this actually happened with my daughter. and I know other people too, what can happen is if they are exposed to, let's say, any kind of like really difficult situation or arguing, or just even sometimes when there's tension in the home and people aren't talking, they absorb that. And what happens is if they, I mean, being at 5 years old, she's just so young, she can't do any, she can't express that, right? Um, it can actually start to cause a lot of physical activity, paranormal activity in the home, which is a PK manifestation. And I personally experienced that in the home with my daughter. And so, but that's coming up for her. That's rare, but it's definitely in the energy. So this is why it's coming forward. But are you aware, Amy, of, can I just say, some discord in the family home or in the residence that she resides in? And it's not all just tension related to her. There's finances, and I just see people just not getting on very well at all.
I feel like she can be a smiley little thing.
She's definitely a gift. I know you said she has severe disabilities, deaf and partially blind, but this little girl is absolutely a gift. No, I haven't, except the stress of taking care of her and nurses. Well, that's definitely a lot of stress, but she's picking up on other stuff too. Okay, thank you. The spirit world is saying what you can do, though, Amy, is you could send white light, and white light is universal energy. It's that beautiful, pure essence of love. And just imagine that beautiful white light from Source, Creator, going to her, clearing any energy that she's picked up. And then also it creates like a barrier. Okay, thank you. And they're also saying, like, imagine it kind of like dusting her auric field, that white light, kind of like a little dust, little dust mop. I don't know what you call it, little duster. Clearly, I don't dust. I use a cloth. That's it. You know.
Amy, I'm going to go even more woo woo with you. I feel like I'm being nudged to say, and this little girl is a bodhisattva in physical form, a master teacher. And I feel like that her lifetime right now, her purpose is one where she agreed to come in at such a high level in the form that she is, as this master teacher for all of those in the family, all of those around her, all of those who are learning from her patience, acceptance, unconditional behavior, more patience, trust, coming together, working together. You know, it takes a village, right? I mean, it already takes a village. And she's requiring a bigger village. And she's got that with her care and her nurses, as you said. But there's a very, very big, extremely beautiful purpose behind her presence. And I'm telling you, a little bodhisattva, master teacher. Remember that and pass that message on, because this is huge, and it's massive growth for all of your souls. I'll leave that with you.
Yeah, it's absolutely powerful when souls come into the physical earth and they have conditions that affect them physically. We call it disabilities, right? I mean, society calls that. But you're absolutely right, Jeffrey. So many of them are master teachers that come in, and their life is about teaching others.
Yeah.
It really, really is.
Yep.
Thank you so much. My daughter and her son-in-law are fantastic with her, and yes, it takes all of us to care for her. Yeah, there's just got to be a lot of tension there. I mean, I don't know the severity, but I just see like lots and lots of tension. And I think if we can shift the way we view her conditions and look at her as this beautiful teacher that is here for a reason, a purpose, not by accident, very, very guided, and it's a purposeful why she's here. That can definitely start to shift some of the energy within the home and within the people. And it'll absolutely support her because she is majorly, majorly connected, tuned in, plugged in, whatever you want to call it. Absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah, beautiful. Very beautiful.
Well, you guys, brings us to an end. That's a big, beautiful ending to end on with little Lily and Amy and the family.
Yeah,
Yeah, everybody send Amy and her family and little Lily a little extra love.
absolutely.
Yeah.
And you guys on Instagram, if you can do that too, please. I got it hooked up. Never late than never. But yes, thank you everybody for doing that.
Yeah,
Beautiful.
thank you, Courtney, for being here with us again. I love
you.
you being in the rotation and always here to be, hanging out in our sandbox.
I love it. I love it. I want to play in your sandbox. It's fun. It's nice over here.
It is fun.
Everybody who's received a message, thank you so much for allowing us to be of service and to work with you. It really is an honor to do this. And I'm just so grateful to be able to have been a part of your day.
Yes, everybody, thank you so much. And I know you have a bazillion places that your attention can be placed, and I'm just so grateful that you are here hanging out with us every Wednesday. So, yeah, next week we have. I should have looked. I think Karen Gabler is coming back next week.
Cool.
August 7th. That's next Wednesday. Karen Gabler's back in the house. So,
Awesome.
all right, you guys, have a wonderful rest of your week. Courtney, have a beautiful night. Thank you for being here.
You too, honey.
We'll set you up again next month. And I love you all very much.
Bye, everybody.
Oh, that was good.
That was fun.
Mhm.
It's